Hey, it is so good to be with you today, and I'm going to be talking about how to handle the anxiety and the overwhelm that perhaps you're feeling during this difficult time. I'm going to tell you the story about my divorce because I separated over the Thanksgiving break, and going into that holiday season for me that first year was absolutely devastating. It was probably one of the lowest times in my life for sure. And so I understand how this time of the year for many people who are going through divorce, who've experienced divorce, this is not a time of joy. You are handling a lot of grief, you are dealing with transitions, a lot of unknowns, and that's a lot of the problem is that people don't really understand and recognize that divorce is a grieving process. And not only is it like grieving what you had, it's grieving the unknowns. So much of divorce is so difficult because of the unknowns that we have to go through when we're going through divorce. When am I going to see my children? Where am I going to live next year? Um, you know, what's going to happen with us financially? What's going to happen with the parenting time between us? So and what you thought you had, and for those of you that went through betrayal, perhaps you also are grieving what you thought you had. So some of us are grieving that unknown of the future, and then you may even, if you've experienced cheating or betrayal, like, oh my gosh, all this that I thought had happened really didn't happen. And so you've got to navigate through that. And it is a time of like anxiety and overwhelm and feeling so lonely. And so it's really important that you understand how to manage your emotions during this time, because the biggest mistake that I made, and the reason why I'm so passionate about helping divorce professionals get through this time and navigate through this time, is a couple of reasons. One of them is to avoid the mistakes that left me devastated. And then I'll tell you my second part of my mission is also the fact that I want to impact the second marriage divorce rate. What people don't really understand is that when you haven't done the inner work, you haven't done the healing work, you're going to jump into another relationship, or even if you take a long time and you get into another relationship, you're still going to have those communication issues. You're still going to have that baggage, and that baggage may even be worse from the divorce that you experience. So, second marriages end at a rate of 70%, almost 70% if you've got children, which is mind blowing. But the other part of my passion for doing what I'm doing is to help people avoid the mistakes that I made. I was so overwhelmed. I look back at that woman. I don't know who she was. I don't even recognize her because I feel like I'm a pretty smart cookie. And nothing that I did during my divorce was smart at all. I feel like I'm a resourceful person. I didn't have the right resources. I didn't have the right support around me. I didn't know where to look. I didn't have help. So it's really important that you understand what to do, how to navigate this process. So I'm really passionate about that. And because of my, just unbelievable amount of anxiety and my inability to control my emotions, I made a lot of mistakes that hurt me financially for the future and prolonged my divorce. And so it's really important that you understand how to navigate your emotions, mitigate those emotions, manage those things so that you can make better decisions. People come to me like, oh, I'm, too scared to invest in your program because I'm afraid, we're so, I get it, we're very financially strapped during this time, but trust me, I made all those horrible financial decisions due to my paralysis, due to my own ignorance. So I'm very passionate about helping people save money, helping people save time, and save heartache. So the tool that I'm going to give you today is just a quick breathing exercise. I teach my clients how to use breath work, how to use meditation, as well as many, many, many other exercises and tools um, to help alleviate the anxiety, to help get us grounded again. So this is called box breathing. So if you haven't done this, this is amazing. It'll really get you grounded and centered like that. And it's super simple. It's probably one of my children's favorite. They kind of do a similar breathing where they use their fingers, kind of that kinesthetic part of meditation for children. But for me, I would invite you to put your hand wherever you're feeling that stress. For me, I tend to, I can even feel it right now. You probably have noticed my shoulders have gone up the more excited that I get. But so I'm breathing into my shoulders, I'm breathing into my neck. I often will hold my stress in my upper belly. So wherever you feel that stress, wherever you feel that anxiety, I invite you to put your hand there because we're going to send lots of love to that part. And I want you to do something called box breathing or square breathing, depending on how you want to call it. And you're just going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold that, exhale for 4. So I'll just do one quick round with you. So put your hand, I'll put mine on my heart. All right, so inhale and hold and exhale. Hold, inhale, hold. So you get it. So it's just that square breathing, and it's just go, oh look, see, I'm already calmer. So you can tell it works, right? So one of the big things that I'm want to teach you in our Thrive After Divorce Holiday Boot Camp are some more anxiety reduction exercises. I'm going to give you some getting closure activities, how to let go of feeling lonely during this time, because I know for many people loneliness is devastating and it can even affect your health. Speaking of health, so I tell this story quite a bit because when I was going through my divorce, I did not have these strategies. Like I said, I was pretty ignorant. I didn't do any of the things that you should be doing while you're going in through divorce, and I made a lot massive financial mistakes that left me bankrupt and homeless. I mean, just the sheer ignorance of who I was back then. And now I know that managing the emotions, because you've got to manage the emotions, and it doesn't seem important, but it really is, because the decisions you're making right now are going to affect you and your children forever. And so it's really important that you understand that you need to be in control. And if you do have an attorney, if you do have divorce professionals on your team, they're looking to you to be the guide. They're looking to you to be the boss. So it's really important that you show up and be confident and be strong and be, empowered and not be confused and overwhelmed. So, I want you to join me in our Thrive After Divorce holiday boot camp, because I don't want you to go through what I went through. And I was going to tell you the story of I had so overwhelmed, I almost lost my job, actually. I had a coworker said, girl, you got, I was crying every day. I couldn't function. It was really bad. And, I couldn't manage like a high conflict ex who was like making work even worse. It was kind of blending into my professional life and my personal life. So it was really, really bad. And I was on the verge of losing my job. And someone said, go to the doctor. You got to get some help. So I went to some kind of just random doctor, and they prescribed some random medication. Again, I did not have the tools that I have today. And I see a lot of people making this mistake as well. I couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, all that stuff. And a couple months later, I went to my OBGYN, who, was my family doctor, delivered my babies, just an amazing, amazing, amazing man. I love him. And he knew his stuff too. And he found out I was on this stuff, and he kind of went bananas. He was like, Terry, I can't believe you're taking this. It's highly addictive. He was, very shocked and very surprised. And this was like a wake up call for me, you know? And so I don't want to see other people having to go through what I went through. And I want to see you managing this, you know, with the right tools, with holistic tools. And not that I'm anti medication, I'm not anti medication. But if there had been some other things that I could have utilized first, you know, it would have been so much better for me. And if I'd had someone on my team to help me make better decisions, better choices, you know, how to manage these activities, how to manage my ex at that time would have been so much better. So I want you to join me in our holiday boot camp because listen, y'all asked me to do this boot camp in the evenings because you wanted it outside of your work schedule. So I have heard you, I am listening. So we have 4 classes and they're in the evenings so that I know that we can, you know, maximize who can attend with us. And not only that, we're going to be doing like live coaching sessions so that at the end of the session, you are walking away with real actionable tools, real skills, applicable exercises that you can take away and apply to your life and change your life that very day. Trust me on this. I am a doer. So if you're a doer and you like to make things happen and you want to feel better faster, quicker now, you know, nobody wants to go into the holidays dragging these negative feelings around. I certainly don't. And I want to help you feel better. I want to show you how to stop feeling lonely, how to stop feeling anxious and overwhelmed, how to handle a high conflict acts, and how to co parent effectively during this difficult time. So reach out to me. I'm super, super excited about this, you guys. I cannot wait. I need you to reach out to me so that we can get you in here. This is going to be exciting. You don't want to miss it. Okay? All right. So yes below, and we'll set up some time to talk about the details. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.